Hello guys, and welcome back to Gamer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered. I will first start off with the story. In Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, there is no story, which is fine considering the type of game that this is. And this game is also very unique, so I figured that a story wasn't really needed in this game. I will now talk about the sound. The sound is just perfect in this game. The sound of the skateboard sound is like real life skateboards. The soundtrack is great, and I like the added detail that when you are playing your character, or the character you're playing as, makes sounds like grunting sounds and stuff, and it just makes it feel more realistic. Speaking of the soundtrack, the music in this game is perfect. It fits the whole skateboarding feel of the game, and quite honestly, some of the music actually might make you better at this game because it makes you have a better flow with your tricks. The soundtrack is so good that I've actually gone on the internet to find the soundtrack just to have some new music that is in the soundtrack. Now on to the graphics. The graphics are amazing in this game. Compared to the original Tony Hawk game, this is a real upgrade. It now has updated graphics, of course, because this is a remaster, and it's updated with HDR at 4K, which makes the graphics even better. The body movements look more fluid, and just overall more realistic. Some of the maps have like sunsets and stuff like that, and the sunsets really look nice. It really looks like real sunsets. Now onto the controls. Surprisingly enough, the controls are very easy. Of course I say this because I've had about a week with this game. First starting off, it may be a little bit challenging, but it will not take you long at all to get used to the controls. I'm also going off of muscle memory from Pro Skater 3. To me, the controls are a lot like Pro Skater 3, and that's great because as soon as I got into the game, I knew exactly how to do all of the tricks. If you're a newcomer, it might be a little harder, and it might take some time to get used to it, but in the end, you'll be good at this game. Now onto the content. So there is an abundance of content in this game. The first type of content is the fact that you can choose which character you play as. There are a total of 22 different characters you can play as, if you pre-order the game. If you did not pre-order the game, you get 21 different characters. The extra character that you get when you pre-order is the skeleton. All 21 of these characters are well-known skateboarders in the skateboarding community. With these characters, you can also change the way they look, but only their clothing. Speaking of characters, you can create your own character. In the character creation, you get to choose the type of face you can have, the type of hair color, and your overall look. You can change your clothing, your shirt, type of hats, types of pants, types of shoes, even down to the type of socks. Speaking of customization, you can customize your skateboard, of course. You can change the type of decks that you have, the design of those decks, the trucks, and the wheels. Another added little detail that I like about customizing your board is that you can add markings to make it look like it's worn out. You can also put tattoos on your character. You can put tattoos on your back, your torso, legs, arms, even on your head. There are also a lot of game modes that you can play. There's multiplayer and of course single player. In single player you can play free skate, do a speed run, or you can do the classic Pro Skater where you are given objectives and you have to figure out how to complete those objectives. There is also Create a Park. In Create a Park, you can get to basically create your own park. You can build ramps, rails, and be really creative with the type of things that you were given in Create a Park. So this is the part of the review where I give you my honest opinion on a game and tell you the negatives and positives. I will first start off with the positives. The first positive is that the maps are really well done. In some maps there's nobody around, and some maps they have cars or it's people driving around like wackos. The map design is very well done. In some of the maps, like in downtown where it's very packed and there's just so many places to go, so many secrets to find, and all around just every single map has its unique style and it just works. Another positive that I have is that the music is just great. As I mentioned before, some of the music just gets you into the groove, and you can actually be better at the game if you listen to a certain song. Also, if you're into alternative rock, the soundtrack will be a no-brainer for you. I also mentioned that I went to Spotify to find music for this game, because the soundtrack is just that good. Now I will give you only one negative, because it's the only negative that I have about this game. I don't like when you bail on a trick, and the fact that it takes so long for your character to recover. Now I know that if you mash the A button or the X button if you own a PlayStation, you will recover faster, but to me I don't like that. It can get very annoying if you're first starting the game and you're not very good and you bail a lot. It just gets annoying. I'm more giving you a fair warning about that more than it's going to just annoy you. I will now talk about the multiplayer aspect of this game. I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I was very surprised by that because I'm not really into multiplayer very much. You can choose between local multiplayer or quick playlist. What local multiplayer is split screen. I really like the fact that there is an option for split screen. We really need more of that in video games nowadays. Anyways, when you go into playlist, you have two options. You can either play jams or competitive. The jams are just a bunch of novice players trying to get the most points and beat each other in a competition type of thing. Some of the objectives consist of getting the most points in 1 minute, and graffiti, where you can do a trick on a certain part of the map and somebody would have to beat that score in order to tag the location, and the more tags you get, the higher up your points are. The second type of multiplayer match is called competitive. Now in competitive, it's for the people who are veterans at this game. It's for people that are at the next level of gameplay. I did not play that mode as I am not the best at this game. You may not be able to tell that by the gameplay that I'm showing you, but I really am not that good at this game. This game is probably the most fun game I've played in a long time. I most definitely did not get bored, and you probably won't either, especially if you're into this type of game. And I would most definitely play this game again. It just brings back so many memories, and it's a fun game to play when you're bored. You can do free play, which means that you can basically do whatever you want in a certain map and figure out its little secrets and just have fun with the game. Anyways guys, this is the part of the video where I tell you whether or not you should get this game. As you probably have figured out already, you should get this game. I absolutely love this game. Nothing is better than this game right now. It is personally the best game that has been released in a few months. The music is great, the graphics are great, and the overall feel of this game is just great. And also, this is a steal. For only $60 Canadian, you can have both Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered. So if you have $60 laying around, and if you're Canadian, buy this game. You will not regret it. Thank you all so much for sticking around, and see you next time.